Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of Coffee with Carl. I am your host, as always, Carl Zellner, managing attorney for Anderson Business Advisors. And today I want to talk a little bit about the Platinum Advantage. So we have a service called Platinum. It allows our clients to ask legal and tax questions. And it's come up recently in the last couple of weeks between myself, the other attorneys, paralegals, and the other support staff we have that help support Platinum. What is the mechanism for Platinum that makes it sort of a unique thing to have? One of the things that I always have told both internally and externally that makes it unique is really it's the ability to issue spot and answer the question the client's trying to ask, not necessarily just picking out the verbatim words and answering that question. So by way of example of that, I'm not going to disclose any names or anything like that because of privacy issues, but I wanted to sort of read an example of that. And I just pulled up the report this morning and grabbed a question. It wasn't like it was a super unique question or something out of the ordinary to make a point. So the question is, I'm considering purchasing a property for my 7-year-old son with the intention of him assuming the property when he turns 18. I would like to use it as a rental property until that time. The hope would be to start his investment journey at that point, but it could also be used to fund his college or live in if he so chooses. With that said, what is the most financially advantaged structure that I should employ to minimize the eventual tax capital gains burden and or other financial considerations? So really when I read that, there's a lot of different facts there, but what's sort of sticking out would definitely be some of the tax implications, right? So I'm buying something for someone else. So eventually the idea would be you can gift it. Technically at that time, you could gift that property to your child. And as long as the estate exemption limits haven't dropped to, whatever the value of that house is, you shouldn't really have any issues there. Now, house will probably certainly be worth more than $15,000, which is the current limit before you have to start reporting the amount of your gift on a separate return with your tax return. But the gift still wouldn't be taxable even if you had to do that additional reporting. So that's sort of piece number one, right? How do I give that to the kid? Next piece is you got to know, should you? So what is the best way to get a property to a kid, or if you want to do it the most tax advantage way, most times the best way to do it is going to be let them inherit it because the basis of the property steps up. So basically, let's just use round numbers. Say you bought the house at $100,000. By the time your kid turns 18 and you're ready to give it to them, it's, $300,000. If you gift it to them, the gift goes to the kid at $100,000. So if they sold it right away, they would have to pay the gain on the 200, the remaining 200. Now, same scenario, but let's say you passed away, and hopefully that's a long time later. So maybe the house is worth $500,000 at the time you pass away. The kid inherits the house at $500,000, not at the $100,000 you purchased it for. So the best way to usually give people properties or give people, sort of real estate or real property is to let them inherit it. But if you wanted to give it to them, you can. You're just leaving a little bit of money on the table. But at the same time, from the kid's perspective, it's all sort of, knock on wood, it's sort of found money. And if you're looking to start out their investing career, you then say, hey, so if you're going to start investing, here's something you should know. You should probably exchange this property if you ever want to get rid of it, if you don't necessarily want to be on the hook for the capital gains on it. So some pieces there. So yeah, basically, like I said, that whole paragraph of a question was really to say, how is it best to get a property I'm purchasing for my child in the future from the most tax advantage perspective, not so much lives in it in college or is able to use it as a rental property. Because realistically, you can use it as a rental property that whole time. So if I buy something for my kid, but I don't plan to give it to him for another 11 years, then it's mine during that 11 years and I can do what I want with it. So you could certainly use it as a rental property until that time. And, if you're looking to kickstart your kids' investing career, keeping it a rental property when you give it to them is probably helpful too, right? So you get a little cash flow. So, like I said, when we start talking about platinum and why there's some unique aspects to it, it's not that it's just some attorneys answering some questions or answering the question posed. We really try to get to what you're trying to ask, even if it's a difficult sort of fact scenario or there's some other questions obscuring the issue. So hopefully that's a little bit of clarity. I know it comes up from time to time, but we really enjoy it. We enjoy working with the clients. We enjoy using our experience to help you. So those of you who are platinum clients, thank you. It's fun working with you. Those of you who are watching and want to be platinum clients, feel free to reach out. We do free consultations, and our platinum service is very affordable. Usually runs about $35 a month. So if you need some help, if you're a real estate investor, as always, I would encourage you to keep taking advantage of all of our free content out there. Please like and subscribe, because it lets us know you like it and appreciate it, and we should keep making it. And then, like I said, love working with our platinum clients. And if you're not one yet and you're a real estate investor, at some point you will be. So better sooner than later. So until next time, as always, thanks for joining me with Coffee with Carl. As I mentioned, don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will catch you on the next episode. Thanks, everyone.